Hey guys, this is Danny Boy, and this is the West Wing. The West Wing is the final level added with the Fire and Water DLC for Orcs Must Die 2. It combines both fire elementals and water elementals, and throws in some flyers for good measure. This one isn't too bad. I would say it's harder than the first one, but quite a bit easier than the second level. And really, it's just you need to get the strategy down, and then you're golden. And unlike the previous level, I was able to use my War Mage strategy on Nightmare as well. I basically did this exact same strategy on War Mage, and it still works just fine. It's just harder, there's more enemies, and there's a larger variety and whatever else. But again, very standard build. I believe this build is identical to the build I used on the first level of this DLC. And I just use my Scavenger Trinket on cooldown as much as possible. I watch both sides. They spawn here in this very large, like, I don't even know what to call this area. It's a big friggin' room. I don't know. They spawn there, and they spawn in a smaller area to the north and west, right near that green square on the minimap, which indicates a portal. They spawn right there. You need to worry about these two corridors and just watch them. The flyers spawn in this big one. Far more enemies spawn in this one than in the northwest one, which makes sense because there are two doors in this one and there's only one in the northwest one. But as I said, you get both water elementals and fire elementals, and this is actually a really long level. It's 11 rounds, and it was over 20 minutes to beat it. Par is real generous at 24 minutes. So I'm going to just skip around, and I'm not skipping around, but I'm going to skip past the less interesting waves for the sake of brevity. And, yep, real standard strategy that I use on a lot of levels. Barricades plus tar traps plus grinders to funnel them into a really narrow choke point. And then Scavenger Trinket on cooldown, use Mana Rage when needed or as often as possible if it does have a tight par. And then supplement the grinders with Haymakers to slow enemies down, and tar traps and arrow traps for extra damage, and yeah. On the blunderbuss for happy fun times. I believe I used basically this exact strategy, or very close to it, to beat Twisted Halls on Nightmare. Maybe not this exact strategy, but I think it was a real similar concept. And so this is going to be my last Orcs Must Die 2 episode for the foreseeable future. Maybe way in the future I might come back to the game just for fun. Maybe, I don't know. But it's definitely not going to be anytime soon. I'm going to do Borderlands 2 next, which comes out this Tuesday. Followed by Torchlight 2. I'll be doing both of the games at like the same time because they're coming out at essentially the same time, which I really, really hate to do. I was actually happy when Torchlight 2 was actually pushed back because it was scheduled to come out at the same time as Borderlands 2, but then at PAX Prime they announced it's basically coming out at the exact same time that it was going to begin with. So I guess their polish phase, they were able to do it a lot faster than they thought they were, or something, I don't know. Example of a fireling blowing up in a barricade. I did mention that on the first level, that can happen. So I'm not crazy, it does occasionally happen for seemingly no reason, I don't know. Sometimes they blow up on barricades. You need to watch out for these flyers, they do a lot of damage. They are Thunderbats, they have a long range. You need to watch out for the Frostbats too, because they'll freeze you in place, and that's a real good way to die if you're standing next to other enemies that could hurt you. And I'm going to release this video and the previous two today. This is all being done in succession today. And then I won't be releasing anything over the weekend, and then I'll be putting stuff out, hopefully, very soon after Borderlands 2 releases around, I think it's something like midnight, maybe 2 in the morning on Monday. So like Tuesday morning, I guess that would be. And I will be doing a big marathon of videos. I have my cooler of food all prepped to go. I don't have to work. Should be good. Hopefully. I might die. We'll see. Yeah, as I said, skipping waves. We're now on wave 9, so we're already approaching the end here. It just was really long. And much of it was just the same stuff, just me running back and forth, checking on stuff, killing stuff. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my little series on Orcs Must Die 2, my 30-some videos or so. I did enjoy making it, but definitely time for bigger and better things. I certainly hope Borderlands 2 is better than this game. Not that this is a bad game by any means, but I have really high hopes for Borderlands 2, and I will be quite disappointed if it sucks. I liked the first game a lot, and the second one looks to be better than the first one in basically every way, so... We're even tossing in a pet class, just for me! I love pet classes. I'm very excited about the Necromancer, or whatever she's called, when she comes out. I am pre-purchased, so I'll get that for free. I apologize that I am getting so far beyond the topic that is Orcs Must Die 2. I have to say, this was one of the hardest games I have ever had to commentate, at least when I was doing post-com. It was fine on War Mage when I was just doing live com, but this was one of the hardest games I've ever had to do post-com for, by far, because, I mean, there's really not a lot to explain. The strategies are generally pretty simple, and the execution isn't that, you know, much more difficult to explain either. It's more just a thing of, look at what I'm doing, and then do it, you know? Like, it was really hard to talk about. That's part of the reason why I shortened this video down so dramatically. I just can't talk about this game for this one level for 20 minutes. I could explain the entire strategy and the execution in like 3 to 5 minutes. So, yeah, done with this game. I'm glad I enjoyed it, but hard to commentate. And I'm just kind of sniping these fire elementals, and then by the time they get here, my mana will have regenerated. I placed some extra barricades because those ones in the front were about to die. I also forgot to place extra barricade here. I just ran past it. I think I was just out of money at the time, and just never went back to replace it, but I didn't notice it until right now. I'm just now noticing it. I'm thinking to myself, mistakes were made, apparently. Fortunately, it didn't really matter. So the top, the northwest, is already basically under control. There's just a bunch of flyers that'll get eaten by haymakers. Haymakers work really, really well against flyers when they fly close to the ceiling. That sound was a water elemental growing. They make a sound when they grow. Just like earth elementals when they spawn. So, I popped Mana Rage. I wanted to get closer than I actually was. Would have been nice, but I wasn't able to because of all the flyers. And unfortunately, some more were coming from that other wing, but he was near death, so it didn't really matter. And then some more fire elementals, more water elementals, but things are generally under control, barring this gigantic group of waterlings. And I then remembered that, oh yeah, there's healing potions over here, so boom, 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 boom. That was very, 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 very helpful. That could have gone quite poorly, if not for those healing, rather, mana potions. Did I just say healing potions? I definitely meant mana potions. Okay, that's it. Clearly my brain is not working anymore. That was the West Wing. 5 Skulls, Nightmare, Solo, easily made par. And that was Orcs Must Die 2. I am definitely done with this game for a very long time. Maybe someday I'll come back, we'll see. Alright guys, thanks for watching, stay tuned for more. Please like the video if you liked it. Please tell me if you'd like to see more. Leave comments and feedback, ask questions and I'll get back to you. Hope you enjoyed it guys, I definitely did. See you at the release of Borderlands 2, and have a good one.